Hello, this is Sir Atheist, and my reply to philos71. Now, philos, you sound Greek to me, so I'm not sure which branch of Christianity you subscribe to, but it's my intuition based on that very kitschy graphic of an Anglicanized Jesus shedding one tear that you're probably not an Orthodox Christian, but a heretic essentially, a Protestant Christian, a Christian that has abandoned the one true Christianity of the apostles. I urge you to repent immediately, as soon as possible. Your eternal salvation is at stake. This is not a joking matter. I will have more right to eternal salvation than you, technically speaking. I'm still a member of the Serb Orthodox Church. So please look into it immediately. Now, let's go over your arguments. The 4 fantastic, atheistic, logical fallacies. In this video, I'll just do fallacy number 1. You think that our comparison of belief in God to be the same as belief in Thor, Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, and that it's not an accurate analogy. In other words, that it's logically fallacious. First of all, we are not really comparing entities. Of all of these, only Santa Claus has important properties, the properties that to bring you presents every single Christmas. We are comparing claims. We're comparing the claim that there is a God, more specifically the Judeo-Christian God, and the claim that Santa Claus exists. So however different these two entities may be, you mentioned God is the creator of the universe, and hence cannot be compared in any way, shape, or form to the other entities. No. The probability of each of these entities existing is roughly comparable and hovering somewhere just a sliver above 0. There is absolutely no proof for Thor. There is absolutely no proof for Santa Claus, absolutely no proof for the Easter Bunny, and absolutely no proof for the Judeo-Christian God. Absolutely none. If you were some sort of a generic deist, I might even respect your argument. But a Christian God does not come even close to differentiating himself from all the other myths of the world. You say we are trying to place God on the same level as human ideas and stories. No, that would be you. Atheists can perfectly tell apart the difference between a generic creationist God and one as described in the Bible. You are the ones who are giving very specific human attributes to the entity that created this universe. That this entity is jealous, that this entity has masculine gender, more or less, even though there is some talk about it being equal somewhere in the first chapter of Genesis. That God chose a specific tribe to be its favorite tribe and authorized that tribe to conquer the lands of modern Israel through genocide, and as described in Joshua. That afterwards God changed his mind, sent his son over, and when his favorite tribe didn't accept his son, condemned that tribe forever and never forgave them for that. So you are the ones who are taking the entity that supposedly created this universe and giving it this incredibly petty interest in contemporary politics. What if you're wrong? What if your description of God is completely wrong? You say you don't believe in myths. Well, do you believe in cherubims? Do you believe in unicorns? Do you believe in cockatrices? Do you believe in leviathans? Do you believe in 10-headed beasts that will rule this world? Do you believe that at the end there's going to be a fantastic, spectacular judgment day and all the stars are gonna fall from the sky. How do you imagine objects 10 times larger, 10,000 times larger than the size of Earth, all simultaneously falling onto Earth? Billions of them in this universe. Do you believe that Adam and Eve really existed? Look, I don't care if you believe that symbolically. You know, dragons can give birth symbolically to unicorns for all I care. All I care about is the real world. Do you believe that Adam and Eve actually existed? That they were banished from this Garden of Eden, which by all accounts, up to the birth of contemporary science, was an actual physical place on this earth. It was supposed to be somewhere in Central Asia. So you say you don't believe in myths. Prove to me that you're wrong. I'm not saying... Oh, and do you believe that snakes can talk? Do you believe that they have the vocal apparatus or intelligence to talk? Do you believe that God actually punished snakes for what one snake did? See, it makes even less sense if you don't think the snake was actually a talking bud, that Satan somehow went into the snake. Then God punished these poor defenseless animals by taking, not completely defenseless, but God punished these animals by taking their limbs away. Do you really think that this is an accurate description of the world? Really? Seriously. I'm not saying that God would not be able to do such a thing if he existed. I'm just saying and asking, is there any indication whatsoever that these things actually happened? Is there? Well, until you can answer these questions, your first fallacy is complete bunk. We do believe that the generic creator God, that the Christian God, that the flying spaghetti monster all exist with the same level of probability, 0.0000 something 1. Doesn't matter. The number of zeros is already too large. And for a generic creator God, we do have arguments that are different. But your Christian God does not come even close to a generic creator God. Not even close. He is given very specific attributes, very specific human-like emotion, very specific petty interests in contemporary affairs, and is in general behaving in a way unfitting of the behavior you'd expect from an entity which created this universe. But more of that on points 3 and 4. Thank you for listening.